Hey guys, welcome to day 13 of the 90 days energy pool, and I hope things are going really wonderful for you. The first 10 days for me felt they passed by so fast, and now I'm like on day 13 and I feel like wow, the past 3 days have been going by so slowly. I think time is really relative. So in today's class, I want to share with you that earlier this afternoon, someone said like such a snarky remark to me about my father. And so there's so much in me that I just want to like tell this lady off. I want to just tell her to boop. Okay, like just fuck off. I also was really upset. I wasn't really upset, but I could feel it getting upset, and I felt like, oh, I should say something back to this woman. But at the same time, it's the ability to let things go and just take everything as an oops, kind of blurry, interesting point of view. So this is a really powerful tool from Access Consciousness that I would like to share with you today, is that everything is just an interesting point of view. Anything that's showing up in your life is also an interesting point of view. And what is the power of keeping this sentence of interesting point of view? So let's say we have a garden, and every time let's say a garden that's currently we haven't sowed any seeds yet, and it's like the most fertile ground, at absolutely fertile. So it's super fertile. Imagine all this soil, and it's about for us to plant the seeds. Okay. So whenever we buy a point of view, or we buy a thought, or we buy into, which means like, we agree to, we take this seed and we plop it in our soil, and it grows. At the same time, what's really funny is like when there's a thought or a seed or a point of view that's floating around, and we resist it, we disagree with it, we have some energy behind it, it still gets planted in because it's recognized as a seed. Let me elaborate. The alternative is when we have something, a thought or a point of view that's passing by us, and it's not so favorable, or it's not something in our universe we'd really like to create. We can say, oh, like, well, that's a really interesting point of view. And when we put the word interesting on it, when something is just an interesting point of view, we don't buy it and make it real in our life. And at the same time, we don't resist it to make it real in our life. So everything is just an interesting point of view. And saying the phrase, oh, that's an interesting point of view, just protects your soil so that that seed doesn't get planted. And that's a tool that I'm like, oh my goodness, interesting point of view. But the thing is, it's how you say it. It's how I say it, is how one uses it. So even with this lady's snarky remark, and I'm just telling myself, oh, interesting point of view, in a way, I'm reacting to it still. If I really thought it was an interesting point of view, I wouldn't give it any weight in my life. I wouldn't make it significant. I wouldn't keep on thinking about it now, even though she said that comment to me around 90 minutes ago. So I really got to get into the process of letting this thought go and just taking this thought out of this universe, because if I really take into account what she says, I'm buying parts of it as real. And so what I'm going to do right now is mentally imagine that she's a crazy person, whatever she says has no value, and I'm just going to like ignore her and ignore what she says and let that thought just drift off from the universe. And that's my coping mechanism. How does this apply to what you want to create in your life? Sometimes it depends on really the people who are around you. If you're around people who are wonderfully supportive, like when you tell them about your dreams, your hopes and your dreams, and you share with them, oh, this is what I'd like to do, then it's really great. 1 second. Whoops, sorry, just had to do something. So what was I saying? Well, what I really wanted to say is that when you're sharing your hopes and dreams with someone, if they're going to pour cold water on it, you just got to keep that cold water as an interesting point of view, and it's just not your reality. And so sometimes what could be possible is you have a journal and you write all of your hopes and dreams downside in this journal, and you share it with yourself. That's why the quote that I always want to be remembered by is, keep your dreams close to your heart and live that dream every day. Just keep it so close. And you don't have to tell anyone about your dream, because when you do, there's people who might pour shit storms on it, and there's people who will be really positive about it. But the thing is, it's your dream. So there are like some really, really precious dreams I do have. I haven't mentioned it to anyone because they're just so precious to me. I don't even let those negative people touch my space, because this is my dream and I get to keep it all for myself. And when it gets realized and the whole world knows about it, then I mean, that's just different. So just keep your dreams close to your heart and live your dream every day. And whenever someone says something that's not really nice for you, I want you to imagine like this is the crappy thing that they said. You shrink it so it's so small. Shrink. So it's like a little pile of dust, and you could blow it out. Okay, and on that note, let's do our energy pulls. So what if everything was an interesting point of view? Okay, interesting point of view. I have this point of view. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. So let's close our eyes and just set the intention to this wonderful energy pull into our life the dreams that we like to create. Everything is allow us to communicate to the universe, to communicate to God, whatever you call it, communicate to life, our deepest, darkest desires. Just trying to create that now. Okay, and just feel the outer edges of you. And we want to expand the outer edges of us. Expand it to the size of the room. Expand it to size of the house I'm in. It's a really beautiful house. Expand it to size of the city that we're in. Expand it to the size of the country that you're in. The whole idea is just expand yourself till you feel so much space. Okay. I want you to close your eyes and put outside in front of you an energy ball. And I want you to like really get into vivid imagination, that which you would like to create in the next 3, 6 months, 3 years from now. Imagine it already happening for you. Imagine how it feels like, how it tastes like, how it smells like. Just get into the movie scene of it. Just make that command to be that embodiment of energy. Be vibrational compatible and vibrational alignment to your dreams. Just feel that. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to pull energy from all corners of the earth, all time, space, and dimensions. Just imagine that it's like a fishing rod, and you're fishing and you cast your dream out there. Now we're just pulling and reeling in all the characters and the actors and the players in your life that will contribute to you making your dream happen. And also along your path for making your dream happen, you're helping millions and billions of people as well. So just put that all in here, this ball. This energy ball filling. pull, and then we're going to release it on 3. 1, 2, and 3. So that's our energy pull exercise for today, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. What are the infinite possibilities for you and in your life? And I really wonder what will show up for you. Just remember that things never show up as you imagine. They always greater. Always ask, how's it get better than this? And just be open to receive. What can you receive today that will change your life right away? Okay. Receiving also means receiving crappy comments from people. That includes that too. Yeah, I got to do that. That's my probably exercise and blessing from that really mean encounter I had this afternoon. So thank you for that blessing, and what's right about this I'm not getting. Okay, ciao guys. Bye.